Hey everybody, it's Eddie J on Crypto for GrowMyBag.tv. Hope you're having a good one. What's good, what's good, what's good. So there's actually not a tremendous amount of news, but the little bit of news we got is very, very impactful. Let's start with RLUSD. So Ripple's RLUSD is currently, hooked into Sologenic and bullish in terms of places where you can get it. The news is that they're expecting to be listed on other exchanges, more prominent exchanges, imminently. And you can kind of say, yeah, sounds about right. The reason why, they can't tell you what exchange is going to pick up because they don't make those decisions. But they probably do know which ones are coming up next. And I'm expecting big exchanges. It's Ripple. It's going to have an impact on XRP. People want it. So the push to get them on, get RLUSD on these exchanges is going to be tremendous. Plus, you have to kind of give these exchanges time to actually integrate the token into the platforms. So that's a big deal. But I think that's really good news. Really, really good news. Then you have the U.S. government being allowed, they're now authorized to sell 69,370 Bitcoin that was seized from the Silk Road case. Now, just because they're allowed to sell, it doesn't mean that they will sell. People are freaking out, and I'm just like, slow your roll, tap your brakes. Just, you know what I mean? Just stop making assumptions. Stop making assumptions. Take a step back, look at the news. It says they can sell. Doesn't mean they're gonna sell. A while ago, everybody was upset because, they were maneuvering different Bitcoin and different funds and things like that. And I'm just sitting back and I'm going, relax. They've been in a position where they could do a lot of things with a lot of different digital assets, and they haven't. Less than 2 weeks away from the new regime, I don't know that they will. It's possible, but I don't know that they will. This is just a timing because of the case, right? That's really what this is based on. There was a case that was brought up that people said, oh, that's not your coin, that's our coin, blah, 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 blah. So it held things up. And it just so happens that everything comes to a head late last night. Just saying. I don't know that I'm going to worry about this, like, at all. I'm telling you, I'm not worried about it at all. Because even if they did sell them, don't you think that those would get snatched up like in a heartbeat? I think those Bitcoin would get snatched up in a heartbeat. Michael Saylor, IBIT, Fidelity, just BlackRock, Fidelity, retail. I think that Bitcoin would just get snatched up. Seriously. Then you've got Grayscale rebalancing a couple of its funds, and so they bought into Livepeer and Curve and scaled back a little bit on Avalanche and Cardano. I mean, a few others with those, but those are the ones that I recall right now. And I'm sitting back and I'm kind of going, yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. I wouldn't have scaled back on Cardano, though. Absolutely would not have scaled back on Cardano. Why? Cardano's going to take off. Cardano is about to take off, and I firmly believe that Cardano is going to become a part of the connective tissue in the Web3 space. Speed, reliability, scalability, resiliency. I just think Cardano is just going to take off. The roadmap, it just says to me that, yeah, we're going to be a major, major player. Major player. Imagine Cardano at $2. Imagine Cardano at $3. I can actually see it. I can actually sit back and look at everything that's going on and kind of go, yeah, I can see those numbers. I can definitely see those numbers. So I'm not worried about it. So I wouldn't have scaled back on Cardano. I would have kept Cardano. I would look at my whole portfolio and kind of go, can I stake? Can I stake? Can I stake? Can I stake? How much more money can I make? Just by holding, because you're holding for a while. Just saying. Something else that caught my attention that I thought was awesome news. And I'll read you my headline. Vitalik Buterin outlined plans for Ethereum's future, focusing on core protocol upgrades, improved scaling, and ecosystem engagement That's the big one, to maintain Ethereum's competitive edge and innovation leadership. That was the big one. What they're saying is that we're going to do some really cool stuff, and we're really going to rope in the community. We're really going to do more around the community. That's huge news. Ethereum's dominance has dropped a little bit, but I have to tell you that I think that's based on coin value, not necessarily based on actual impact to Web3. Ethereum's dominance is huge. So many projects are built on or based on or compatible with Ethereum. So everybody talking that nonsense, oh, Solana's the Ethereum killer. When was the last time the team over at Ethereum Foundation wasn't, or the developers of Ethereum weren't transparent? When was the last time they weren't transparent? They're transparent about everything. They know that gas fees are high. They're constantly working on bringing down those gas fees. They used to be a lot higher. It used to be a lot higher. And I'm sitting back and I'm just going, when was the last time Solana was transparent about their network issues 5 times last year going down? Go look. They were down 5 times last year. Confirmed by our big baggers. So I'm sitting back and I'm saying to myself, yeah, Ethereum is really in the thick of it. And kudos to the developers of Ethereum. Ethereum has been around since the dawn of dirt. To have achieved this much, hat tip to that team, hat tip to the community. And it's up to the rest of us to realize that, hey, you know, that project right there is not the typical project. It's not the typical project. And I think there's going to be a wake-up call for Solana people. For people building on Solana, I think there's going to be a wake-up call. Unless they fix that network gremlin, you're always going to have something looming over your head. Always. So just saying, something to think about. It really is something to think about. What else do we have going on? Vitalik Buterin is, in addition to the news I just gave you, Vitalik Buterin is running around helping people. He dropped coin for the Legal Defense Fund for the developers of Tornado Cash, and he does that a lot. A lot. You hear more about Vitalik Buterin dropping coin to help people and help causes and help improve the Web3 space more than you ever do about him spending money like buying a freaking banana and then eating it. He doesn't do that kind of stuff. He spends his time thinking about quantum physics, quantum engineering, mathematical problems, things like that. All with the goal to help people. Just saying. Much respect to the man. Much respect. Then you've got India. India cracks me up. India cracks me up because I don't think India really has a steadfast or solid game plan when it comes to crypto. So they've got this UPI thing, right? It's a UPI payment market, and they're pushing back their plans of implementation, full implementation, until 2027. Until then, it'll just be UPI LITE. I think, you know, they should take a step back and really understand what the heck they got going on. It's supposed to go up against things like Google Pay, and I'm just like, they need to figure out what their payment infrastructure is going to be. They need to understand that going the route of CBDCs is not the way to go. They need to kind of contemplate the idea that forcing people to do things that they don't want to do is not a good thing. Because every time I look at anything around payment structure or CBDC or the regulation around crypto, I look at, India as making the wrong decision at any possible time they can. How do we crush the crypto market? Oh, let's squeeze the exchanges. Let's keep adding on to that tax burden that centralized exchanges have to deal with. Sure, keep doing that. They'll leave the country, right? and people use VPNs to use decentralized exchanges. The number of millionaires that are leaving India increasing. It kind of tells you you're moving in the wrong direction, people. Rethink that. Just rethink that, pretty please. Right? What else do we have going on? The announcement that Backpack Exchange, and I made a mistake. I thought Backpack Exchange was something else, but it's actually just the wallet that I use. Decentralized. Non-custodial. Tied to my Ledger account. All good. But the news that Backpack has purchased the EU unit of FTX, premature. There's still a lot of things that have to be done. There's still disputes surrounding regulatory approval and responsibility for customer liabilities. Meaning, if you buy that, you're going to have to take this over. And I think they want the assets, not the customer liabilities. They want the assets like licensing, right? That's the big one that they want. That's the big one that they want, is licensing. Your customers, they don't want your customers. Oh, excuse me. Your licensing and maybe your tech. That's about it. Your presence in given countries. That's what they want. So yeah, there are still some legal wranglings that are going on there. And I'm sitting back and just kind of going, yeah, got a little ways to go. A little ways to go. And I'm just like, I'm not a fan of premature news. I would rather have heard, hey, we're trying to buy. Then the next leg would have been, hey, we bought. Or, hey, negotiations continue. And then, hey, we finally finalized, or we didn't. That would have been the better news cycle. But now there's going to be a whole lot of talk around, oh, what's really going on here? What's really the story? That's really the story. They're not done yet. They're far away from it. They're far away from it. And I would have thought that after all this time, FTX would already have lined up all of their assets and positioned them for quick release. Quick sale, boom. Because they've got to make back the money that they have to pay out to the people. So I would have thought that everything would have been taken care of already. They would have already made those decisions, all that other good stuff. And apparently they have not. So it was a mess before, it's a mess now. So with all that news that we got today, got late last night and early today, we're sitting back and I'm saying, yeah, there's some good stuff there. The Silk Road Bitcoin sale, I don't know that it's going to be a sale. RLUSD expanding into other exchanges, that's really good news, right? The whole backpack situation, stupid. Grayscale rebalancing. I'm releasing a new book probably in February. It's probably the time frame that we're following, and it talks about rebalancing stocks, cryptos, business holdings. It talks about rebalancing. That's a big concept. Anyway, you know what we should do? That's right. We should get into the numbers. So we're not expecting any market news because, may he rest in peace, President Jimmy Carter passed away, and today is a day of mourning in the United States. However, Bitcoin doesn't sleep. Why is that? Bitcoin doesn't sleep because Bitcoin is stateless. It's not owned and controlled by any country. So we move forward. The fear and greed index is down to 69. It's out of the 70s for a while. I mean, it's out of the 70s now, and it's been a while since it's been out of the 70s and 80s. So I find that to be interesting. Not big news, but what is big news is we went from $140 billion in total value locked all the way down to 128,739,000. And the last time, I want to say right about there, on January 5th, January 5th, we were at 140. On January 15th, we were at 152. So not a precipitous fall, but a fall nonetheless, right? Looking at the big board, I'm sitting back and I'm going, yeah, the market took a hit. What's interesting right now, right? Cardano's down below $1 at 91 cents. To me, that's a sale. I'd want to get in on that. I probably will get in on that. Buy a little Cardano, stake it. That's not a bad thing. But I'm looking at a whole bunch of things that are opportunities for sales. I mean, opportunities for buys. Shiba Inu, Link, even Uniswap. If you're into Doge, sure. I'm not adding to my Doge bag. I'm just not. Pepe's a spot. Injective is in a really good place. Aave's in a good place. Sui, I think, is in a good place. Even though it's in the green, I think it's a good place. Stellar, I think, is in a good place. There are just so many things that I'm looking at here that are on sale that I'm just kind of like, yeah, I can see that. If you're looking at crypto right now, if you're looking at Bitcoin right now, you can see that we're still on a downward trend, but it looks like we might actually be making a turn right there. We might actually hit a bottom at 93,434. That's where this bottom pink line is. And we might be able to see maybe a gentle touch going underneath and then coming back up. Like over here, we went underneath. We're bouncing around. I think we could come back up. I really do think we could come back up. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But look at that line right there. Every time we hit this, we bounced off. This time we came back up. But after that, yeah, just would touch and come back down and dropped hard each time. Dropped hard after each one, except for this one, we dropped hard. Came back up, fought to come back up, hit it, dropped hard. Precipitous falls, right? But we'll see. Looking at these numbers, I'm kind of like, yeah, these are good numbers. That I can pick out some good stuff. But what really helps me is using the GMB crypto tracker to say, well, great, let's take the top 25 losers. Who's on there? AI16Z is down 18.4%. That's big. 0.69, GMBX factor. Fartcoin is down 15.56%. GMBX factor of 0.83. I think these might be good times to snatch those. You might be able to make some money on those. Those are memes, but I think you can still make some money on them. Who else is here that we're paying attention to? Dog with Hat is down 12%. It's got a GMBX factor of 2.0. Goatius Maximus, another meme. I wouldn't be paying attention to it, but I know people that do have it. 10.8% down, 2.63%, 2.63 GMBX factor. I wouldn't be touching that. Can it go up? Sure, but I don't know that I'd be paying attention to that one. I wouldn't be touching it. If you're going to look at another one, Movement is down 10.6%. It's got a GMBX factor of 0.72. I think that could happen. Pudgy Penguins is down 9.85%. Excuse me, a GMBX factor of 1.09. Could come back. I just have no interest in it. A couple of people have told me about it. I have no interest in it. Personally, I just not driving toward that. Not for me. Who else is here that we can pay attention to? Akash Network. Just saw that. Down 7.99%. Might as well say 8%. GMBX factor of 1.63. Grass is down. Remember Grass was added to Grayscale's ETF, and that one's down. Yeah, not ETF, just Trust. Down 7.83% with a GMBX factor of 0.57. I think you can make money on that. Cardano is down a whopping 7.48%. GMBX factor of 2.40. Heck yeah. Like I said, I'm probably going to buy some Cardano. I'm probably going to load up on that. Render is down 6.7%. GMBX factor of 0.87. Render's been on fire. I think Render's going to do it. So I'm definitely going to pick up some Render, some Cardano. Ondo is not something that I'm interested in, but I know other people are. It's got a GMBX factor of 0.73 and it's down 6.41%. Stellar is down 6.23% with a GMBX factor of 1.19. I find that to be interesting. One of my friends owns Pendle. I have no personal interest in Pendle right now, but it's down 5.88% with a GMBX factor of 0.81. I think Pendle can do it. SNEC is down again, 6.25%, GMBX factor of 0.52. SNEC can definitely do it. Definitely do it. Right? Let's take a look at the winners. Probably not a lot. Right? Your winners go down to right here. This is your last winner. So as we go up, yeah, who's here that we actually care about, that I actually care about? Gas was added to, was it gas? No, gas was not added, but gas is up 32.64% with a GMBX factor of 13.64. Yeah, not touching it. Not touching it. Akuma Inu, never heard of it. Never heard of it. It's hitting new highs. It's got a GMBX factor of 0. That means it's, it's positive, and it's up 35%, but yeah, I'm not touching that. So there's nothing in this list right now that I'm kind of like, ooh, I want to go buy it. There's nothing here. There's nothing here. You know my 5% rule. 5%, you're not doing anything. It's lateral movement, right? So anyway, this is Eddie J on crypto for growmybag.tv. Hope you like what I'm doing. If you do me a favor, hit the like button so that we can increase the traffic and so that we can grow the community. Also, if you can become a big bagger, that would be in your best interest. Why? The big baggers take part in a monthly video conference call, private video conference call with just big baggers. I facilitate that call. We talk about different things. This weekend is another big bagger call, and it's going to happen at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And guess what are we talking about? We've got over 10 coins that we're talking about as the big bagger index, and we'll be digging into those coins. We'll also be talking about tokenomics versus technical analysis. We have a lot of questions around that, and a couple of our big baggers are going to be talking about staking, another big deal. And of course, we always have tips and tricks from the various big baggers that are out there, and we talk about that. Anyway, everybody, this is Eddie J on crypto for growmybag.tv. Do me a favor, sign up, become a big bagger, growmybag.tv /sign-up. All right. Have a good one, everybody. Bye-bye.